Hey, happy Thanksgiving Eve to all my Skottie fans out there and to my
Hello,
partner in
hello.
crime, Tyler. How's it going tonight, Tyler?
It's going well. Yourself?
Doing well, doing well. Got the oven baked, turned on high upstairs, all the good smells of dressing and sweet potato casserole and all the
Ooh,
stuff that makes your mouth water. Yeah.
I'm about to say, yeah, that sounds delicious to me. So,
Yeah, my sweet potato casserole, just fun fact, my sweet potato casserole is 95% marshmallow and brown sugar and 5% yam. So the
I
kids
hear
love
you.
it.
Yeah, the only addition I'd make is pecans. I love pecans in there too, sprinkled chopped pecans. So,
You're a man after my heart. I love pecans in there as well, but my wife does not like pecans, so I keep it. I have
you're
three
doing.
recipes.
Gotcha. You're like
Not
a half
mine.
or
It's a
just have them
liquid.
set on the side. Yeah.
My mother-in-law makes a sweet potato casserole that has the pecans in it, and
Mm.
I like it. But mine has so much brown sugar and marshmallow. I melt marshmallows in with the yams with butter. It's
Oh, nice.
mostly it's mostly a liquid, and then the layer of marshmallows on top that gets broiled and has
Mm.
that nice little crisp. So the kids eat this as a dessert with their pumpkin pie. It's not even it's a liquid pretty much, and it's like a
That's fair.
pudding.
Yeah.
So
That sounds pretty good. I never thought about that. Yeah, melting marshmallows with butter to like infuse with the sweet potatoes themselves. So that's a good idea. I'll have to try that.
very healthy, very healthy. And speak of the devil, we were talking about him right before. Do you want to take over with the
Yeah,
announcement while
we
he's still here?
were. Yeah, funny enough. Yeah, we were talking about how we can announce the winner of our Brett Bean counter from last week. For those who don't remember, we had a little Brett Bean selfie that he had drawn of himself, a portrait drawing, and I had scattered it throughout the slideshow presentation just as a fun little game that I called the Bean Counter. And for those who were paying attention, they were able to count how many were there. The person that was able to get it right and message me first would receive a $25 Skottie Young gift card. The only one who got close enough was yourself, Daniel, and you're the only one who actually messaged and reached out. So you are the winner.
Well
Your
done,
guess
well done.
your guess was 15, so you were just one off. There was 16 total, and I counted all of them from the very first one that introduced the game itself to the very end one that was on that last page. So I quintuple checked, to make sure, but 16 was the number. But regardless, you won. So I'll reach out to you, Daniel, and get your email and send that off to you as a little Christmas gift. So I appreciate everybody who participated. Again, hopefully, somebody found that fun other than myself. But if not, I found it fun. So that's what counts to me. But
No, it was, and we talked a little bit about this before the show, Tyler. That was a really fun episode to do, and very grateful. Speaking of being thankful, very thankful for Brett taking the time and joining us for that. It's been one of our second most viewed show, other than our pilot episode 1, which was shared to Skottie's feed. So I think we got a few people in from Skottie's feed that may not have returned, but that Brett was a gentleman, and he was very, very, very cool to hang with, and gave us an hour and a half of his time. And as a father with and husband with 2 kids, we were greatly appreciative of that. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was, like you said, he was incredibly nice, and the fact that we would even have somebody like that on our podcast. We're only 13, 14 episodes in now, so not like we're doing crazy numbers. So very appreciative of him giving us his time and answering all of our questions and all that stuff. But yeah, no, so if you didn't count the original slide, Daniel, then yeah, that was the missing one. So I didn't want to trip people up with it, but that was kind of like my, because I hid them way more. The difficulty was way harder in the beginning than it ended up being, because I kind of also forget that people are viewing this at a lower resolution than what I would be seeing on the presentation. So I was like, I probably need to make this easier than I'm thinking. So, but anyways, it was fun. So
yeah, you don't want to see this in high def, so lower resolution is the way to go on this. So now Pat Gleason has, on each of his covers he has a Pat skull where he hides, like it says Pat and his little skull. that he hides like within somewhere on his artwork on the cover. So I felt like some of yours were like, the bean counters were well hidden, or if you were just passing glances, you may miss them. You had to really look at it. And I can't remember which one. Maybe it was the Zoo Patrol one or one that you had hit. It looked like you fit right in.
That one, yeah, was the funny. I thought that one would probably be the one that would give people the most trouble. Most of the other ones were like either on just a plain white background or something. But that one, yeah, I tilted it in such a way that he looks like he's on their back. So it looks like it's just 3D characters. So I was like, I'll keep that one just because I really liked that silly idea of tacking it onto that Zoo Patrol cover. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I definitely have to like come up with maybe some more of those in the future. Those are like an easy giveaway idea to be able to like kind of hide. Plus, it makes people pay attention more to the slides, and that's a bonus for us. So
that's right. But Daniel, thanks so much for tuning in last week. You and a few others that joined us and participated and asked questions. Anytime we can be interactive with the audience, it makes it a lot more fun for me and Tyler. And I'm sure Brett enjoyed that too, seeing people chime in. So very thankful for that. And speaking of being thankful, episode 14, what am I thankful for? What I am thankful for. Yeah, I screwed this up so many times when I was typing the title of this episode. I think I whenever I typed it to the group, the Skottie Young Appreciation Group, I put it as a question. So it's a statement, it's an exclamation here. So it all makes,
yeah, a question, exclamation mark, it's all the same, man, the end result. So
well, we made sure we asked the group, we posed this question to the group, the Skottie Young Appreciation Group that's on Facebook. We posed the question, what in your collection are you thankful for? And I was careful I didn't want to say what in your Skottie Young collection are you thankful for, which I think most people, that's what they took it as, which that's fine if that's what you're thankful for. But I wanted to leave it open-ended so everybody could kind of see what they were. But thankfully, since this is Skottie talk, the majority of it is Skottie related items. So we'll kick off with our first slide here. Oh man, it threw off a little bit there. Yeah. Technical difficulties, but we know Nevin.
Oh, the name, gotcha.
Yeah, threw off. Fonts got me again. But Mike Dater, Kevin Nash, and Nevin, and I apologize, dude. I know you. Your name got slid down. Your last name got slid to the bottom there. But this was an original that Mike had got. This Wolverine, which was anytime I hadn't seen this sketch before, so it was a nice little surprise to open up the comments and see that one pop up.
Yeah, no, that's a cool. Again, I always love these older. That Skottie graffiti signature is a very identifiable mark of when this is dated, kind of a deal. But I love, the Wolverine look and the sketchiness of the markers and stuff. It's a really fun one. So
yeah, and the rage mode that's Wolverine's going through there too is just a fun look for Skottie's style back then.
Yeah, for sure. And you can tell he's like the beefier. That's why I like when Wolverine is short and beefy, squat and beefy. I just like the wide boys, as we've discussed with Batman. So
yep, when the neck is wider than the head, that's great.
That's a clear sign. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we've discussed these before on the show. We've talked about so many things, but the landscape sketches that Skottie does of like the shoulders up, and he has like he did Santa Claus, Undertaker, I think Thanos. I mean the ones that are just like real wide. Anytime Skottie kind of overinflates a character and makes it larger than life, those are fun. And he's did this with Wolverine a little bit here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now Kevin had posted 6, and the top left one there, that's an awesome one. As always, the what if Venom became Deadpool.
There's a few of those on this page too, so
yeah, you might see a recurring theme with that one, but there's a reason for that because hey, there's like you said, it's 1, 2, and 3 lined up there in that top row.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin did include a Mandalorian comic in there, which is awesome. And I wish I knew who the signature was on that, and I should have checked that before the show. But classic Skottie, the Thanos on throne with a little balloon that the animated statue's made from. These are all great. And the alien with the remark, and I wish I'd have blown that up some. once again, great books to be thankful for.
Yeah, those are just solid. Yeah, the remark for sure is super fun on that alien one. So,
and Nevin, the middle book there, that's a Venom sketch that he had.
Yep.
And anytime we see the Skottie Venom sketches or Skottie colored sketches, it's pretty cool. So, very good trio. If you're going to pick a good trio to display, well done, Nevin. I like those a lot.
No, that's solid. And like you said, it's a full-on sketch because you can see he did his full name there, not the normal S. Young with it. So,
yeah. So that's why we just did the Nevin single name to make it be like the Skottie. All right. This is really cool. Ryan had shared this to you, and this one we've kind of got to see Ryan's transaction for this one transpire over the life of our group here, because the gentleman that owned this was a European collector, and I believe he had purchased straight from Skottie, and he had posted it, and then a year later, due to circumstances, he had posted it for sale, and Ryan was interested in it and was able to get it from the group, and now he's the owner of it and has it framed really nicely there. But I remember when he posted this cover, Ryan, whenever he had acquired it, it was one of the most commented posts from that month, because there were so many people were just so glad for him to have that. So I could see why Ryan would want to add this one to be thankful for, because I would be too if I had this one. This is classic Skottie.
No, it's a great, honestly, all those. It's funny enough, I was showing the guy who I talked to at my local comic store, Brian, about that all these Marvel Adventures covers are just so good. I'm so happy to have them in my collection. I got them like recently this year, so I didn't have them as early as some other people may have. But yeah, it's just, I love the style on this. More of that long, sketchy style as we kind of refer to it. And like you said, he framed it so well. I love the framing on this, especially with the just slightly dark outline to it, and then the inner page itself. It's really clean. So no, it's a great piece, and always awesome. Especially knowing that even if something goes over to Europe, that doesn't mean it's not accessible, or you'll never own it as shown with this piece, or even the Luffy that I required from overseas as well. So.
Yeah, nothing is ever unattainable unless it's been destroyed, and thankfully, this one was not destroyed. So,
goodness, yeah.
And just fun fact, on Comic Link right now, there is a Skottie book, Black Cat, Legend of the Spider Clan. My mind went blank for a second. Cover that I believe the auction ends for that in about 3 weeks, and if I'm not mistaken, it's already priced at $1,100 or $1,200. The auction has so. But it's very early Skottie. It's the one with the black cat on the cover of it. So
yeah.
So art like that doesn't pop up very often, but like you said, it does occasionally pop up again. And just the main thing is to take advantage when it does, like Ryan did.
Yep. Yeah. Just keeping an eye out, and if that's when you've been eyeballing or have always wanted to own in your collection, then yeah, having some money set aside or saving up for it, or whatever have you, then that's always the best option.
Exactly. Man, this is going to get us, isn't it, today? It's going to. But Beth Parsons, she's a frequently commenter on the group, so I know that name. We'll start with the right side, just to before we talk about the classic Stan Lee Spider-Man books, but the Mind the Gap cover, which is so cool, just the artistic value behind the what's going on inside the head there, and the Spider-Man cover, which anytime Skottie does a Amazing Spider-Man with Spider-Man shooting webs out, some people could put them beside each other and say, well, these are all pretty well themed together, but there's always something just a little bit different. So the one on the left, the Mind the Gap, was Beth's favorite, and the one on the right, the Spider-Man, was her husband's favorite. So these were the two books that they were thankful for.
No, it's a solid one, and like you said, I like this Spider-Man cover, for its dynamic layout, and just the fact that he's coming actually at the camera, if you will, or the viewer, and the webs clinging onto the pages is a super fun idea. So, and like you said, the Mind the Gap one is just it's one you got to see in person, because it's just the artwork is just insane on it. These and I feel like the Las Vegas ones are in a similar thing when I think about this one, of just that, like, again, that such a not a specific art style, but just the way he went about these covers, I feel like was quite different than some of the other stuff he does. So
now the Mind the Gap cover here, I would love to see the OA for that, just to see the line work done on that.
true, yeah, versus like the colors in the final.
The colors really make it pop, but I bet the line work's really impressive on that as well.
Yeah, true.
And to not, bury the lead here, but Ken Gravitz and Steve Ribaldo, they both picked different versions of the Stan Lee cover, with Ken picking the color version and Steven picking the black and white version, or gray tone version. These are classics. There's a reason that whenever we have our March Madness cover pick for Skottie, there's a reason that this cover has been retired from everybody's favorite Skottie cover, because it won too many times. Because this is probably, if it's not in everybody's top 5, it's definitely in everybody's top 10 favorite of Skottie's covers. So this is a really classic cover.
Yeah, this is a great one. One, unfortunately, I don't own either the color or the black and white version. It's one, funny enough, I was just looking at it the other day because I still don't have it, and I thought I was going to get it from somebody, and then it turned out that unfortunately, it was no longer available. So I was bummed. I was like, oh, that was like the main one I was looking forward to getting. But eventually, I'll definitely own these because, like you said, it's just such a great cover. I've always loved Skottie's covers, like this one, or the Free Comic Book Day, like the stuff where it's like, kids reading a story or like opening up a book or something like that. That just, again, that wonder and fun and joy that we had as kids reading comics, now into adulthood collecting the comics and stuff. And Stan Lee, of course, especially having passed, is, I know it's one of those things that's interesting because, that there's so many other names besides Stan Lee that deserve just as much recognition for their contributions. But Stan Lee was, he was an entertainer from every sense of the word, for what I've seen, and just how he was able to talk and discuss and, bring comics to people who maybe wouldn't have been as interested in them before. He was a storyteller for sure. So this is a great homage and and an honor for that. So
yeah, when Skottie brings to life any of the creators, where he's did it with Bendis or Cates or Stegman or Stan Lee. I mean, it's fun to see his vision of them, or like his artistic vision of them. And the kids around Stan Lee too, which cannot be understated how awesome that is, with them having all like the different Marvel characters, representing the different Marvel characters, and
their clothing, and
just showing that the books, the characters, or the books that he created, that he helped create and contributed to, are what's raising a generation of kids, and what's really helped molding them into the people they are. So this cover's awesome. I wish I had it too. I don't have either one of these as well.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's surprising. I thought you would have, for sure.
I thought I would have too. I was like,
especially Stevens there with the Stan Lee signature. I mean, those go for so much now. And
it's hard to find one of those for a decent price anymore.
Yeah, but these are definitely great ones to have gotten signed if anyone was able to do that or buy it beforehand. So.
No, and I'm worried if you buy a raw copy, because I like to get my books, especially books like this that are not leaving the collection, I like to get them graded. And I know it's not going to be a 9.8 if you buy it raw, just because this book's been out for long, so you're going to be risking it. So my goal is to find a raw copy of one of these, and send it into CGC, the Skottie signing the next time, and get a Stan Lee remark on it. So that's my long-term goal. But the raws are getting so expensive for these anymore that it's starting to, the market's drying up on them too, because I think this is one that everybody would love to have.
It is, yeah. It's tough. I've been seeing the same, like you said. It's one that it's continuing to rise in value, and rightfully so. So, like you said, I mean, to be able to get in, especially being a white cover, that, like you said, kind of plays into the being able to get it graded for a decent grade on it itself. So
the rubs and the blemishes are going to be unforgiving on that spine and those corners.
Yeah, so I was trying to look it up. So 2014 is when that one came out. So yeah, 10 10 years old now. So
yeah, and with I believe C2E2 was the con.
yep.
It was that. So yeah, it's a hard one to get. But congrats to Ken and Steven. Thank you for sharing these with us, and these are definitely worth being thankful for.
Yep.
All right.
I know
One
he
of
has
these sets.
in the way. I'll have to check, and that's a good reminder for next time is to go through these because they look fine on Google. So it must have just been when I downloaded it as a PowerPoint and uploaded it for some reason. It's only the text. Everything else is fine. So there's just something weird about the way it's like reading them. So
Yeah, I remember on one of our first shows, I used a different font that wasn't like available on my computer at home. So whenever I downloaded it at home and tried to upload the file, like everything was messed up. So yeah, we'll catch this next time. But the books on the left are Brandon's, and the books on the right are Michael. So we'll make it work. We've rolled with worse technical functions than this. So I'm not glitching yet. So hey, I'm in a good mood tonight. High energy. All right. The Star Wars set, which I believe the print is still available on the Skottie shop. I may not be right about that, but
I can double check.
Oh yeah, if you can, these three books are really awesome. Brandon, we throw the Darth Vader there in the middle and do a real little rearranging. We will be set to go, but yeah, these are. Oh, never mind. No, I think he's got it right. I messed that up too. But they are available. Awesome, man. Tyler's quick to the draw tonight. So yeah, so
the font with that. So
well, we have been redeemed. Yeah, this is an awesome set to have, especially with the limited number of Star Wars covers that Skottie has did. This is a great connecting set, and like Tyler posted, if you want to get one for Christmas for someone that you know that's a Star Wars fan or a Skottie's fan, check out that link and definitely pick it up.
No, it's a great set. I mean, I'm such a big Star Wars fan, and I'm always a big fan. Like I told Brett or not Brett, sorry. I was actually saying this weekend because of a cover that I got that's connecting set. I love connecting sets. I love when they do like a big thing like this, especially Skottie being able to go and turn it into a print is really cool. And like you said, it's very limited the amount of Star Wars. I mean, he's done a handful, but it's still, I could still always use more.
Yeah.
But these are great. I love what he did with this one and how they all come together. So,
well, the fact that we could probably name the Star Wars covers that he's did just shows that compared to like a Marvel or even an Image, there's not a whole lot out there. So I really wish he would do more, and I'm sure if he had the opportunity, he would.
I just need a Darth Maul as one. I need a Darth Maul and Ahsoka, and then I'd be content at least.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And Skottie could probably do any of these things, but he's got so much on his plate now that you got to be a little bit pickier and choosier about what you can do. So, and on the right, Michael's got two. I love the Scrooge McDuck cover.
Yeah,
that's great. And then the Alien cover that we've looked at previously that Kevin had shared as well. But yeah, the Scrooge McDuck there, that is a Skottie shop exclusive too. That is the Virgin cover. So I think that one's still available on the Skottie shop as well.
I can double check that one as well. No, that one's a great one. And like you said, I appreciate, the fact that I was tempted because it's the Virgin variant. It does not look like it's on the site anymore, I don't believe, unless it's under just the regular books.
Oh, man. I've been waiting on. That's one I haven't pre-ordered or didn't order at the time, and I've been kind of kicking the can down the road, so I may have snoozed and loosed on that one.
Yeah, it looks like they're sold out of the CGC, so you can still get it unsigned and signed with certificate of authenticity, but unfortunately, the CGC variant at least is gone. So,
bummer. Well, congrats, Michael. That's a really cool book to have, and the signature is really pops with the bolts coming out too. They picked a really good color for that one.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Same with the Alien. That green marker just is such a perfect accompaniment. So.
something that's so underrated is the fact that the colors that they pick out for their signatures are always spot on, and the little tester books they have that have the different colors and
Yeah.
different placements. So yeah, they kind of show how much they care about
They do it. They
making
do a
these things
great
happen.
job. Yeah, they won't settle for less than best in their opinion. So
No, which as a fan, you gotta love that characteristic.
yeah, 100%.
All right, Jason he actually added these, I believe, this morning. This is a new addition, and I know that you may have looked at the slides one day, and then we checked them back. This was added on there, but he added two pictures of the Punisher statue and the Merc with the Mouth, the Deadpool statue there, which is, which is a really ambitious statue for this statue line of Skottie animated statues
It
compared to
is.
all the other ones.
It's got. I would say the one comparable to it. I'd say it's probably the Gert one.
Yes.
Just in terms of like how much statue you get, kind of a deal. But yeah, this one for sure. I mean, again, to have that sign above it and all the little guns and gadgets and stuff. I always love when people do this. I love when people have the actual cover behind it. I think that's such a great way to display these. And they're like I said, Gentle Giant has knocked these out of the park continuously, and they're only continuing to get better, which makes it even more difficult to not want them all. But eventually, I'll hopefully be like some of those collectors that their cabinets are filled with these little beauties. So
yeah, and then these December's Capital Law came out, and there wasn't another one in that. So I think this has been 2 months that they haven't had one in. So I'm guessing in January we'll probably see another one. I'm hoping at least.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's great. And if you turn that statue around and see the back of it, there's even more detail in that. So that's makes it even better. It's perfect as is, but
I never thought about that before, like actually turning it around. So
yeah, well, whenever we eventually do a animated statue show, I'll pull that one out.
Sure, that'll be a good, fun detail to add in. So
oh yeah. Well, that's one thing. Whenever I get the statues in from Gentle Giant or from Clan McDonald Comics, who I pull from, I always try to take like 4 different views of the statue, so you can see the front, both sides, the back, and the top, just so people can see every single detail. Because whoever does the sculpting for each of these statues does an amazing job, and I like to make sure they get full credit, not just like the forward-facing one. But
no, you're 100% right. So
oh no,
I've got it up. It looks like it's that one is Clint for the last one.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we got Palminder, Jerry, and Clint, and I think I've seen the print in the middle before that Jerry posted, the Groot and Rocket print.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, before that was like his older ones, like back when they would do like the logo and Marvel and all that stuff on there. So
that one's cool, and I wanted to make sure to include Clint's over here as well because if you can't tell from, like you said, maybe the lower res image, but this one is signed by Ryan Stegman and Donnie Cates and Skottie, and where Skottie has put Ryan and Donnie, because being the writer and the author of the book, of the Venom book, on the cover. So that one's really cool.
That's a fun one, yeah.
Yeah. Those are a lot of fun. Whenever this is the second cover, I believe they've got Ryan and Donnie on. So the other one is the Noel cover, but yeah, those are fun. But Palminder, I mean, he knocked this one out of the park. Speaking of colored Skottie sketches, this one, yeah, I would love to own a Galactus like that. That looks like straight up like a cover.
Yeah, I love. Honestly, any of his Galactus covers are easily in my top 20 to 30 list or whatnot. Just the eating out of the cereal bowl, Earth on a fork, like the way he just translates it directly to just Galactus eating the planets rather than taking energy from them and stuff. I think that's just hilarious. So like you said, this one's a great one, and I love the fact he's got the color in there and the metallic. The way he is able to get that looks so good on the helmet. Just those metallic black lines. So,
and I believe this was like a con sketch too. So I mean, the fact that back in the day that you could actually get something like this from Skottie at a convention is pretty astounding, considering how much of a madhouse it is now to try to even approach Skottie at a con, just to the massive crowds that he draws now.
And it wouldn't surprise me too, because with this being a 2020, that would have been, right when things were starting to maybe come back from COVID and everything. So I'm sure the convention that he was at probably had far less people than, his usual, the usual amount would have been. So I'm sure he was probably maybe able to, take his time and do some sketches and stuff. So.
Well, and I'm glad you said the 2020 part, because this may have actually been one of the at-home commissions that he did from Felix Comic Art when he did those, and that would explain a lot if it was that much detail.
Yeah.
I didn't really reach out to Paul Monder to see where he'd got it from, but either way, it'd be awesome to own that one. That one's really cool.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah.
All right, I'm so thankful for these single name pages, because I know that Matt Batista has the Axis cover art here, and this one's like the triple effect. You've got the cover, you've got the comic, you've got the cover, and you've also got the statue that was based upon this comic art.
No, I mean, yeah, the trifecta is perfect. Honestly, again, I think we brought up before, I love those big frames where they've got like a memorabilia piece or like autographs or something. Like, we need that for like original art and comics, where it's like, they have the original art and you have the comic next to it. Maybe even throw in, the statue there as well. But
yeah, like a shadow box of
yeah, exactly. Yeah, shadow box for it. Yeah. So,
and this one would be
a great one. Yeah.
It would be really cool, because there's two different versions of that Gentle Giant Doctor Doom statue. You got like the white one and the green cape one.
The exclusive one, yeah.
Yeah, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So you could have them on both sides with the art in the middle. So
yeah. No, very true. Yeah.
But well done, Matt. Thank you for sharing that one. That was cool.
Yeah, original art is always, not to negate or take down on a notch the comics that are signed and all that stuff. It's just original art, again, it's more difficult, not more difficult, but it's just more out of most people's way than the comics. So having one now myself, I know how awesome that is to be able to own a piece like that, especially if that's a cover you really enjoy and you can compare the two side by side. So
yeah, and this comment from Will took it in a different direction, because a lot of people are sharing pictures from their collection. Will actually posted a few of the experiences that he's had collecting Skottie's books. And if you look at some of these, like the Sense and Sensibility book, the mouse was dry. He said he found in a low-key store, and I'm assuming that's the Avenger Assemble book that he found at C2E2. And, and just talking about going into a Kansas store that had Mad Skottie OA on the wall. I'll read that. They had a lot of books available, which was not common in the USA at that time. So it's really cool to be able to, some of those books or art or statues or comics or whatever it may be, to remember where you were when you found it. Like, what was the experience like picking it up and thinking, I'm going to buy this right now before someone else snatches it out of my hands before I get out of the store. So thanks for sharing this, Will.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's all great points, because that's one of the main things I love about the comic store I go to is even though Coliseum is a chain with I think it's 12 stores or maybe even more than that, the one closest to me is the only one that I found near me that has an actual dedicated Skottie Young section. So I'm super thankful for that, because I can just beeline it there, check if there's anything new, and then check for the rest of the stuff, rather than having to dig through all the comics and that kind of stuff. So like you said, especially for that older work like Sense and Sensibility and the Avengers Assemble, that's always fun to find stuff like that excuse me, randomly. So,
and that's why it pays to dig through all the boxes at a store. If you've got time, like we go on vacation and I'm in there in a store for 10 minutes, I'm not gonna be able to look through many boxes. But if you have a local store that has tons of boxes available, spend an hour each week on your lunch break just digging through them. You never can tell what'll pop up. If it's not a Skottie book, it may be another book that turns you on to a new artist that you have never heard of before.
No, for sure. Yeah.
And I accidentally skipped ahead. I was trying to see what slide was next because I wanted to turn it over to you, and it's like all kinds of technical difficulties.
Yeah, completely understandable. But
this
no,
is all
it's a good segue. But yeah, mine's kind of a twofold, kind of like the previous slide with Will. I will start with the right just because that's an easy one for me to be thankful for this year. Is being able to get that first original Skottie piece. And being able to get this one specifically, one that I looked at for, a year plus. And thankfully, it didn't sell on the website originally. They took it down. They kept it in their stock, thankfully. And, this then being able to lead into the left image where they were, nice enough to be able to let me come get this from him in person at Heroes Con, which worked out great because my dad lives, an hour away from Charlotte. So I was able to, get to see him, get to go to the Heroes Con, get to meet Dustin for the first time in person. Excuse me. And then, just to be able to take this awesome picture with, the majority of Stupid Fresh Mess, which is, Skottie, Megan, and John. And that's honestly, even more so than the piece is just being able to take a photo with these guys and for them to know that they were going to meet me. Skottie had met me once before at Comic-Con, but I'm sure he didn't remember, which I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, again, that was, 5+ years ago. But to be able to get, somewhat closer as a fan, than I normally would have thought that I would be able to with somebody like Skottie and be able to, comment on all their stuff. And, now we're doing a talk show together and just being able to be that much more acquainted with Skottie and his fans and become closer than ever, I feel like just makes, getting stuff like on the right that much more valuable. And I'm more appreciative for it because this the relationship that I've continued to build up with these awesome people. And, again, it's a two-way street. They need us just as much as, we need them in a way, they to continue to do art and to do the things they do. And it'll kind of lead into your slide a little bit, but
yeah.
I mean, it's just really cool to, like I said, to be able to look back and not only have the memories of buying this original piece and even, the Luffy and other stuff. I look on this picture and like I said, I just smile, and the fact that I've got all their signatures on my hat is just really fun. So it's been a super awesome year to be a Skottie fan, and it's only continuing to get better. So
here. What's really cool about this piece is you could sell this piece and the next person that gets it will not have the emotional connection that you've got to it. Like every time you look at that piece, this image on the left is going to pop in your mind, and it's just going to like you relive that moment over and over again. And like Citizens Kane, one day you'll be on your deathbed and like in Rosebud, not whispering Rosebud, but you'll be whispering Fortnite or something. I don't know.
Whispering Skottie, just whispering Skottie's name. So
your wife will be like, "Who's that? Who's that?"
Just like right here, like I'll be clutching my Fortnite piece in my arms. Like that'll probably be the only time that piece sells is once I'm long gone.
Exactly.
Obviously, circumstances can change, and if need be, for sure. If unfortunately I need money and stuff, but if I'm fortunate enough, I don't ever want to get rid of this piece because, like you said, it's not just the fact that it's Skottie, but it's also 5+ years of my friends and I playing this game, which I'll be playing tonight with my friends, as well as we've been doing the past Monday and Wednesday for like the last 3-4 years. No, I mean, like you said, it's such a special thing to be able to connect to both a piece and the art and the artist all together, all in one, and have, like you said, those emotions and those connections and each of those aspects, to be just as strong. So, no, I'm super, super grateful for it. Again, I had always hoped to be able to buy stuff like this, get to a point where I could financially be able to buy something, that's more money than, a comic book. But I'm super grateful that I was able to have the chance, and being able to open it there too at the table. Again, they could have easily mailed this to me, and that was an option, but I wanted to make it work where I would be able to get out there and meet them. And Megan, I can remember her. She's like, "Are you ready for your piece?" And I was like, "Yes." I'm like beyond and being able to pull out that top loader with it, and especially again, this is just 2 11x17s, and that's a big piece.
It's massive. It's massive.
Yeah, it's 11x17 is big, let alone so having two of these, is just really fun. So no, it was an absolute blast, and like you said, definitely these two moments work in tandem. So whenever I look at this piece, I'll remember this picture and remember that Heroes Con. So
exactly right. And for you scoring at home, that's a 22x17. I did the math and made sure. So it's a big frame. It's going to be a big frame. And I look forward to seeing you frame it one day.
I know. Yeah. Like I said, I've got to, especially with this one, the other ones I'll still do justice, like Luffy. But this one for sure is like you said, will be like the centerpiece. I especially want it, where I can see it when I'm at my desktop gaming, because I can just look at that and be like, oh, that's, I can go into the game and bring up that actual loading screen that's colored and everything and use it. So
I swear, whenever you finally get that frame, Tyler, we're going to have an episode where you have like a curtain hanging in front of it and like an unveiling of it. So we're going to make a big deal out of it when you get that thing, because I'm as excited about it as you are.
No, that's a good idea. I like that. Like the background will be different. It'll be like, why? Like I can't see it. And it's like, oh, because of this, and just pull the ripcord. So
here, I want to get the I'm honest to goodness, we're going to do that. I'm really, but I want to touch on this with Daniel real quick, because
this is a great comment. Yeah.
Thanks for my fellow Skottie Hunters and you, Dustin, for a great group. My collection, I'm reading it right now because I just saw I read the last part where he had to go. You all, thanks again. Now to go. Daniel, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Oh yeah, and thanks for not just being an awesome contributor here in this Skottie Talk, but for being such a great member of the group and making it as special as it is. So we really appreciate having you with us, bud.
Yeah, and just again, reach out to me. Just shoot me a messenger, and I'll get you that gift card. So
awesome. Which that kind of segues well into my.
Yeah, it's a good segue. Yeah.
So on October 23rd, which if you all can remember correctly, the Skottie Stupid Fresh Mess celebrated their 5-year anniversary this past October. And the very first piece that was ever purchased on the Skottie shop, as it is right now, is what you see on the left over there, is the Hopper grabbing Mike and saying 3 inches, which is a classic scene from Stranger Things. And I remember seeing this pop up there, and I owned a few Skottie pieces at the time, but this was previewed that it was going to be available. And I thought, I've got to get this. I messaged Megan, who I didn't know at the time. It was just us going back and forth, getting the details for the date. The drop went live. I got it. I messaged Megan. I was like, awesome. I was able to procure this. And she's like, this is the first piece that sold. Whenever it sold, everybody in the office cheered, which was a really cool to think that, I had contributed slightly to the launch of Stupid Fresh Mess offices there. But as I was a little bit from this, I wanted to have a good place to like share my art of Skottie's art. And there were several art groups that I would share Skottie's art to, and you'd get your fans on there, but you'd also get your trolls on there that would just, because it wasn't, Jack Kirby or traditional old John Romita Sr.
comic art to use. So
you would get your naysayers on there, and you'd have 80 good comments, but those 2 negative comments would just bum you out. So I thought, there's a group that I was a part of called the Adam Hughes Fanatics, I believe is the name of it. And the gentleman that run that group would just post, Adam's art. That's what he would do. And I thought it'd be nice to have a public group, because there were a couple of private groups for Skottie's fans. It'd be fun to have a public group where anybody could join. You don't even have to join. You can just come and look at the art and then leave. There's no pressure to ever join. We don't have membership drives. We don't try to get people to join. If you want to join, great. Usually whenever Skottie has a new project and posts some really cool art and I share it to the group, it's when my numbers go up for the group. But that's not what the point is. The point is, if you're a Skottie fan, we want to make sure you're welcome there. So on December 19th, 2019, I created the Skottie Young Art Appreciation Group. The art has since been removed since Skottie does so much more than art. But we're up to about 7,700 members now. I remember when there was one member, me, and I posted the few Skottie sketches that I had. And I remember when someone joined, to think about what I'm thankful for that day when someone joined the Skottie Young Art Appreciation Group, and it said you have one new member, and the guy like clicked like on one of the Skottie pictures, and he's like, cool piece. And I was trying to act cool too, and I was like, yeah, I know, it's cool, it's a cool piece. But I was like, yes, there's another member, somebody I can talk to. And slowly one member became 10, 20, 30, 100, and so on and so forth. But what I discovered is not just people that love Skottie's art, but Skottie has the coolest fans out there. And with each one that I've gotten to know, I mean, there's people I message almost on a daily basis now that were from this group just to hang out. And it's great being able to interact with, Megan and John and Skottie at different times. But it's equally, if not more, greater to interact with people like Tyler and Daniel, since they're the two that have been here, and just to be able to hang out with some cool people and post art that I'd like to get, see art that I'd like to have, and just see people happy. Whether it's someone that's bought a $10,000 Spider-Man original art cover, which I don't own any $10,000 Spider-Man original art covers, but as happy as they are, or someone that's went to their local comic shop and picked up a $3.99 comic there that with a cool cover that they love. I love the energy from both sets of people, and I get as excited for the person that picked up a $4 comic as I do for the person that picked up a $10,000 piece of art. It's awesome to see also over the past 5 years how Skottie's popularity has grown. And granted, we've had more people come in that have probably just saw the group as a way to help their sales, but it's never a bad thing to have more Skottie products out there. So, I'm like Daniel said, with his Skottie Hunters group that members of our group are a part of, or the group itself, I've seen a lot of Skottie art and Skottie comics go back and forth between people. And I've just been thankful that we have an environment that we try to keep it mostly positive, but it's been a fun run, and hopefully we can keep it going for a little bit longer. And Heroes 2024 is a milestone moment because, like Tyler said, that's where we met. And Skottie Talk wouldn't be here right now without Heroes 2024, at least in the forum. Somebody else may be doing it, but me and Tyler wouldn't be doing it. So whether you enjoy the show or hate watch it, whatever you may be, me and Tyler have a good time, and we'll keep doing this until we stop having a good time. So thankful for all you all out there watching this and all you all that participate in the group, and just really happy to be a part of it.
No, I mean, it's and like Daniel said, I mean, same. I mean, I wouldn't be here either, if it wasn't for that group. And I was trying to look. I think I joined 2 to 3 years ago is when I joined, and it was the same way. There were so many people posting so many covers that I surprisingly had just not seen because I wasn't as familiar. I'm terrible about looking stuff up. I'm such a person that's in the now. They're like thinking about, oh yeah, I should look up their past work, not just baby covers, but where they got started, and finding out about a whole bunch of covers that were incredibly awesome to look at, and being able to hunt those down and talk with other people who had them, or were trading or selling, whatever it is, and like you said, just helping each other out, or the people that post the newest covers that go up, whether it's you or Seth or somebody who's able to get it, and or especially with the website, again, like you said, I mean, you definitely did, you're the first purchase. I mean, again, without a purchase, the store wouldn't have been a success. So I definitely, think you contributed and helped kicked it off. And as we all do, everyone who buys from the website now, and again, like the fact that they're able to sell original art, and the fact that I was able to get the Fortnite piece from there and everything. So no, I mean, the Skottie Appreciation Group has been one of the best groups I've been in on the internet, hands down. Like that goes for like Reddit, where there's also communities like that where you can find, or other Facebook groups or even, Twitter, it's fun, like you said, or Instagram, to follow the artist and see all the comments, but that's just, surface level people who are leaving comments to mainly be viewed by other people. But it's always super fun to post something, and like you said, other people get excited, or other people, be interested and just as excited for you as you yourself are for, whether it's a comic or it's an original art piece. So
that's where the fun lies, is the fact that everybody celebrates, everybody's work together. I mean, I'm sure people are low key jealous. I mean, you're of different, because I can admit I've been jealous of people's posts they've made, but you're more happy for the person than you are jealous of it in our group. So you're happy that they've got something that they truly love. And that's why you got to keep, the positivity flowing in there at all times. November 9th, 2021, Tyler. That was when you joined. So
that's funny. I was trying to look it up. So yeah, 2021. Yeah. So then, yeah, three years. Yeah. Just past that. So that's crazy. Yeah, to think there's been 3 years already, but else, yeah, because I knew that there was, as soon as I joined the group, I went through the history. I was just going through posts and looking what other people had posted in the past. And yeah, like I said, just funny that, I just felt liking, again, I have been a part of groups, but that one specifically, I just continue to still, feel like I want to engage and post and discuss things. And like you said, now we're doing the Skottie talk, and that wouldn't have happened if, I hadn't joined the group, or you created the group and we met up at Heroes Con, which again, I think it's funny because I knew we were both going to be there, but the fact we still randomly saw each other trying to get in on that first day was just funny to me.
Yep. Serendipity. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I mean, it's awesome to continue to see the group grow and to continue to see new members in there. And like you said, the feeling and the energy and the vibe is still just so energetic and fun. And I also contributed a lot of that to Skottie, who he is as a person, just because, again, out of all the people I've met, he's one of the few who, is just always exuding joy and just like general happiness and, just very chill vibes and everything, which is always nice, because it, goes for that saying, you never want to meet your heroes, but that's the exact opposite case with Skottie. And it's always a pleasure to get to meet him and talk with him. And he's always super willing to meet and talk with any one of his fans, as we saw with the incredibly long lines at Heroes Con and San Diego, and even Italy, other countries.
Yeah, all those. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, speaking of Skottie and being happy, I mean, the picture that he's got for his new profile picture for the con, that's like, to me, that's prototype Skottie right there. The big smile. I thought they chose a great picture to use for the Planet City Con that's coming up.
No, I mean, it's, like you said, that's a great point. I mean, even with his, his logo, he's smiling. Like there's never, something that he does where he's not smiling, unless he's going for like a cool kind of, chill pose. But
yeah. All right, what we got next? You got any new items this week? I'm kind of low to this week.
I do. I got quite a handful. Some new, some not so new in a sense. And funny enough, I forgot to make this post. It's been a little bit busy, but starting off with just some of the regular stuff, I of course went and picked up the mini If She Became Captain Marvel. Just a super fun cover. I love these Disney ones. They're super fun. Like we talked about with her, the energy. I love the way he does kind of negative space with this kind of power effect look. And then two that I was surprised to find, again, like you said, always dig around, in the bins. But I was thankfully able to get two of the missing Bully Wars covers that I didn't have.
Oh, cool.
This first one being one of Skottie's. I'm only missing one more, the Bigfoot with the rat, is the last one of Skottie's that I'm missing. And then just this cover, which I've always loved, of Rufus there, about to devour our main character. I'm blanking on his name. I feel awful. But those, and then thankfully, interesting enough, at Coliseum on Sunday, we had Aaron Conley, who did the artwork for Bully Wars. So I was able to bring in my two Coliseum exclusive covers and get them both signed by Aaron there at the top.
Oh, cool. Okay, I missed where he signed him.
Yeah, and funny enough, I've gotten a few items signed by him, but I just bought them through the store. I never seen him do his signature, and the way he does it is so interesting. He starts with the A and the N, and then does the R, and then does the A and the O, which makes sense because he's able to always space it out so perfectly. And I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, such a great way to do his signature. But what was really cool to me was I also brought my trade paperback for Bully Wars. And he signed and also drew a sketch of Rufus on the inside cover and wrote nerds on there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was a super fun little sketch. And then because he was mainly there to promote his new covers for that were Coliseum exclusive for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he also drew a little Leonardo sketch for me. Was nice enough to draw this. So funny enough, I didn't ask him for Leonardo. He drew that, and I was like, "That's so funny that you would, draw my actual favorite turtle out of the book." I wasn't going to show, but I'll go ahead and show. But this was his exclusive cover he did for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it was $30. You get all four. It's eventually going to make that entire cover there, all four of them. So yeah, very, very cool cover. Incredibly nice, nice guy. We even actually talked about Bully Wars. He started talking, and it wasn't like he could say much, but like it does sound like we may potentially be getting more Bully Wars in the future, which I told him if so, that's really cool. Again, there were no specifics. They're just more so because I was curious, if he, still talked with Skottie, and he says, they still talk regularly. And I told him, how much I like and appreciate Bully Wars. So I hope, eventually we get more Bully Wars. The one thing I did forget, it was funny that I totally forgot that he did an issue in the Untold Tales of I Hate Fairyland. So I completely forgot to bring that comic with me and get that one signed. But still really cool to, excuse me, add these other ones to the collection. So.
No, you did really well this week, man. I have nothing to show, and gosh, you had a pile. Those sketches were really cool that he added there too. And Leonardo, I'm glad he picked the right one.
Yeah, I did Leonardo. And then funny enough, I asked, he was super nice enough to ask, or I was asked if he could do a Raphael for my friends. So,
cool.
Yeah, it's funny enough. He said he draws Leonardo because it's, especially, doing a bust. He said it's the easiest one to do, the head, the shoulders up, and then just put the swords on the back. So, but like I said, Raphael's my friend's favorite. So he was nice enough to let me get another sketch as I got back in line to buy one of his newer comics he actually came out with. So,
well, Aaron Conley, we'll have to add him to the try to get list for one.
I know, yeah. I almost brought it up, and I was like, I will just like bring it up out of the blue here. So,
yeah, baby steps. We'll get it. Now, well done this week. Well done. And speaking of books that came out this week, the number 2 for the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. Man, these get better and better each time he reveals one. Did you pick up this one this week, or I didn't meant to ask you.
I should. Yes, it should be in my pull box. Thankfully, who is it? Brian, who works, I think even reached out to me. I was like, "Here you get." I was like, "Yeah, if you could please add those Amazing Spider-Mans, that'd be great." I said, "If you could actually add the other ones that are coming out," so I need to make sure so I can get those pulled. But this one should be in my box. I guess I can go get it Sunday because we'll be back after traveling this weekend. So, but yeah, these are phenomenal. I love these covers. This is, again, there's been so much that's released this year, but I think this is going to be in the top for me in terms of like overall set of covers to collect. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. You may have just inadvertently created a new Scotty's category. So you've got something cooking now, Tyler. I like it. All right. And speaking of the covers, this is number 66, which, this slide was just added because this was dropped yesterday by Skottie and his team. The nursery rhyme. This is perfect. We keep trying to think of how's he going to kill Spider, or how's he going to.
I know, yeah.
Where he kicked off Facebook.
Yeah, no, it's super funny. I even commented, I was surprised that I hadn't even thought of this being, one of the covers that would have popped up, the Itsy Bitsy Spider. So, and I love the fact that somebody even commented that on his Instagram as a comment, like the whole nursery rhyme. So,
yeah, so the creative juices that are flowing are quite impressive.
yes.
All right, you spread these. Okay. This is what you're. Okay.
I did 2 pages just so I can make them, big, and that way everybody could see and read them a little bit better. So,
well, when I first started posting these and pulled up December's catalog, there wasn't that many on there, and then I was like, oh man, there's a lot more than what I thought there were. So that's why that slide looks so condensed. But of course, we know that he's doing multiple covers of this, so it just revealed 67 and 68 are up for pre-order now. And we actually got a image of the second printing of I Hate Fairyland number 16, which is awesome that it went back for a second printing. So you remember, if you want to see more I Hate Fairyland, make sure and buy this volume 2 issue. So sales from these books are what makes creators and investors want to put more money in these type of books. So buy these. And I think this arc should sell really well just based upon the covers alone, if nothing else. But we've seen some of the artwork on the inside that Brett's posted, and it's pretty incredible as well.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad. Like you said, I'm always thankful, especially a comic and an artist and a creator that I'm interested in. Getting a second printing is always good, like you said, for everybody, both for the industry and the artist, but also for collectors and fans, because I always loved seeing, especially the new art on it. And Brett, this is one of the coolest, it's that perfect blend of like silliness, but she looks so demonic and menacing. So this is a super fun cover.
And you saw Brett's comment that he said he was thrilled that this cover got to see the light of day. Like it was probably one that was maybe a B-roll cover or something that didn't make it. So that was awesome that it did get to come out.
No, yeah, super cool.
And then the other books, this is the free comic book day, which is not pre-orderable for the average person, but make sure everybody hits up their comic shop and picks up the free comic on Free Comic Book Day. And while you're there, buy some comics as well to help support your local comic shop.
So. Yeah, I'm excited. It's last year, because for people that don't know, my birthday is May 4th. So it just so happened that this year, Free Comic Book Day landed on that. Unfortunately, I was at Disney World for Star Wars Day, because that's generally what I celebrate on my birthday. So I was unfortunately not able to make it to the comic store last year, but thankfully I've learned that this upcoming year's is May 3rd. So I'll thankfully be able to go and grab this one for sure, and any of the other ones. And like you said, it's always fun, especially for people who maybe don't visit comic stores as much, or it's their first time. Being able to go in there and grab a handful of comics for free, and then being able to check out the rest of the store is a great way to get people interested and invested. So,
yeah, and then I'll make sure and point out, this is not the final cover art for the free comic book day. This is just a placeholder. And the last time we did it, we got an I Hate Fairyland cover that was I Hate Image cover for free comic book day. Was one of the best works I think Skottie has ever did in his career. I love that book. So
it's a fantastic cover. So, and the comic itself was just such a blast. So
classic. Like every page is like a key moment. So this should be a lot of fun. I really look forward to this one.
Same.
And I had put, and I don't know if you looked at the slides earlier before you worked on them too, but I had put nothing for this one. And I think this is the third time that I've put there's no new drops in Skottie's shop. And then all of a sudden, Tuesday or Wednesday, they'll have something drop. So this is now available for pre-order. This is the What If Mickey and Friends Became the Fantastic Four. This is the homage to the Human Torch issue 1 that Skottie did the cover for. So yeah, this series would be fun to have all these, displayed right beside each other, because they're so cool covers, such cool covers.
No, like you said, I mean, these Disney ones have just been a blast. And again, not to dismiss any other previous covers or anything like that, but I just feel like you said, you can tell how much fun he seems to have had with these, especially one like this that is an homage. And I'm going to be getting this cover for sure. I'd love to get the graded if I could. But being able to have this one and the Human Torch one side by side will be really fun. Same with the I Hate Fairyland and his Oz cover. Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
It's such a blast to see him doing this. And because going back and revisiting artwork has got to be a weird feeling in a way, or like a weird looking at what you did and then doing it again. But also I'm sure it's also fun and freeing. Like, hey, I get to take another crack at just see what I come up with. So.
Not rushing you along, Tyler. I'm just.
I got the we're getting the cue, the cutoff. So
yeah, no, I was trying to think if there's anything else before we made our announcement. I didn't want to cut you off, but no, yeah, everything you said is correct. That wasn't the rush along, but we're nearing the end of the show this week, so obviously we're going to wrap it. Yep. That's our sign, folks. The band is playing. So, yeah, we want to make sure our Heroes meet up. Like I said, we're very thankful for Heroes Con just for helping become the origin of this show, if nothing else. And we're very thankful for our group. But one of the things that I'm really thankful for is one of my favorite things, the Skotties. And I know somebody that you may be new to the group, you may be accidentally stumbled upon this, on YouTube one night. What are the Skotties? The Skotties are the award show that are based upon Skottie Young's work. So last year, December 2023 was the first year, so the first annual year of the Skotties. 2024, December 11th will be the Skotties 2. It will be live. It was pre-recorded last time. It took me 6 takes to get it right. This time, as you can see, it will probably be a mess, but I'll have a partner. This guy will be here with me.
Yep.
We'll be doing it. And with all the work that's going to go into the Skotties, which it's December 11th, me and Tyler will probably do our work December 10th. That's the way I roll. I think Tyler is with me on that. So
I'm the same. Yeah, right up to the last minute there. So
really looking forward to doing the Skotties and presenting, because Skottie has did so much hard work. And, me and Tyler both mentioned all the things that we're thankful for. And I didn't touch upon being thankful for the trio of Skottie, Megan, and John that much on this episode, because a lot of that praise will get thrown into the Skotties too on that episode where we have our award show and present out the different awards. With, of course, the last award of the night is the Cody, the cover of the year. So we're really looking forward to picking the categories, picking the winners, and just having a little bit of fun with that. And may even do a giveaway on that, Tyler. I might do a giveaway just because I want people to be there and interact and have some fun with that. But
there you go.
Last and not least, thankful for my partner here, Tyler, for joining me on this ride. Even though he's in Florida and I'm in Kentucky, I've had a blast doing 14 episodes with him so far. And we're still about $10,000 or 10,000 people away from monetizing this. So we're definitely not doing this for any money. And if you see us promote any of Skottie's books or promote any of his shop books, it's just because we like to see good things happen to good people. And we truly think the world of the team at Stupid Fresh Mess. And we want to see more good stuff coming from them. So please support them. All right. Tyler, that's all I got. You all have a happy Thanksgiving. God bless. Tyler, any last words to close us out?
No, same. Like you said, just so much to be thankful for that we touched on here, and like you said, we'll get more into in these Skottie Awards. But like Dustin said, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, holiday weekend. I hope everyone gets to see family and get some good food is the general thing to do is. And as we like to say, stay fresh, stay messy. Keep on collecting Skottie. And like Dustin said, we just do this because we love his artwork and we love the collecting community around his artwork. So, hope everyone has a wonderful night, and we'll see y'all back here on the 11th for the Skottie Awards.
Peace.